What is happening in Nigeria right now is gruesome. But why is their president dilly-dallying whilst innocent Nigerians are being slain or abducted? Like, should Trump intervene already, or Ghana should lend them our president, since they most definitely need one at this point in time? But I've also come across a very worrying video of the leader of Boko Haram, alleged video in which he's daring Trump and Tinubu. My name is Chris, and I'm here to nail or break it on this episode of Talk Chaw right after this. I know reports of what is currently happening in Nigeria is no news to you. You might have come across it one way or the other. But there is more to it because it keeps escalating. It gets worse by the day. And we can't help but still comment on it because me, for instance, I've been trying to avoid this particular issue since due to how sensitive it is. But it's gotten to a point where I need to lend my voice in the smallest way possible that I can. But apart from the alleged Christian genocide currently ongoing in Nigeria and some other terrorist attacks by supposed or alleged Islamic extremist groups, one that has come to our attention or has been known over the years, Boko Haram, and some other new ones. Others are also blaming Fulani herdsmen and some people basically causing mayhem in the West African country. Now, one video that I've come across lately that is very, very worrying is one from purportedly from the leader of Boko Haram, in which he made some very, very worrying declaration. Quite daring, right? The person in the video, captured in the video, spoke in Hausa and alleged or said he's a Fulani headsman or is a Fulani person. So Hausa and Fulani combined in one video. But basically, I happen to understand Hausa clearly, so I was able to break down or interpret whatever that he was saying clearly. I'll take you through the details, a summary of whatever that he said before I play the video to those of you who may want to hear from the horse's own mouth. He first started by mentioning his name. He said his name is Ishmaila Idris, and he said he's from Boko Haram. He also mentioned his location. I can't quite remember that detail. But he first of all started by calling the bluff of Donald Trump's threat to intervene. He said, and I quote, "It is a lie. It's our country and we are going nowhere," unquote. He then continued to rubbish the president of Nigeria and his entire government. He called them, he rubbished them, like basically they cannot do anything, as though he has them in his pocket. He continued to say, "We will continue to unalive the Christians because they don't want to succumb to us." The word right there, I won't mention it, but you know what I mean by unalive, right? "We will abduct them, whether they are kids or adults, and decapitate them." He said that clearly, and I quote. Others around him also said in indistinct chatter, "We will rape them and destroy them." Sorry for my language. I didn't want to use that word, but basically that's what they said. And Boko Haram is no new name to all of us. They've been in action for years, in specifically in Nigeria, and these renewed attacks on Christians or Nigerians in general, people were wondering. Probably the Boko Haram had a hand in it, and this video seems to affirm such assertions because I don't see why somebody would just make a video like that. They were wielding very sophisticated ammunitions.
Sunana Ismaila Jibril. Yanzu mun shigo ƙasar Inyamurai mu ne Boko Haram. Ana jira cewa mu shigo, yanzu mun shigo ga sanayenmu. Ba ma ji tsoron kowa. Sun ce wai Donald Trump zai shigo Najeriya ya zai tsore mu, ƙarya ne. Garin nan garinmu ne. Ba ma ji kowa ba sai mu je ko ina ba. Mu ne sarkin yaƙi, ba ma ji tsoron kowa. Kutumar gurin ubansu. Su shigo da jirgin samansu. Za mu harga shi. Kuna ji ko? Da gida kana ji na ko? A bari samayen nasu ci abincin su kuci. Dun ma'aikata mulki dukansu sun san cewa muna nan. Da governor zuwa president Tinubu ya san cewa ka tuna cewa ka sa a hannu, ka tuna fa wannan gadon Najeriya garinmu ne, ba za mu je ko ina ba. Za mu dinga kashe Krista sosai. Ka san Krista sun ce ba su je magana. Kowa zai koma da cewa mu sha ƙarfinsu. Yanzu inyamuri ne suka ba mu taurin kai, amma za mu kama su. Daga yara zuwa manya za mu dinga yanka su kai. Za mu dinga yanka su mana. Mutum cikin su. Don uwansa. Su shigo. Kace kai Donald Trump ko? Kaga tsamayen nan ko? Za su dinga ci abinci su kuɗi. Ba ma jin tsoron kowa. Garinmu ne. Sunana Musa Ismail.
When you watch the video, you will see them wielding very sophisticated ammunitions. And I don't think any Tom, Dick, and Harry would be able to obtain such ammunition just to do a video to throw us off course. Basically, there's something more to it. For those of you who understand Hausa very well, you would have gotten more details from the video. But for those of you who are also in disbelief of a Christian genocide in Nigeria, maybe they should be able to unravel certain truths to you, because already a lot of the deaths, a lot of the abductions, a lot of the atrocities being committed in Nigeria right now are against Christians. There are also pockets of atrocities against Muslims. But don't you think it's just an attempt to equalize the scores or diffuse the claims by attacking a smaller amount of Muslims to make it look like it's a general attack? Because we've seen videos of churches being attacked recently. A CAC church was attacked live. The church was live on online, and armed men barged into it, wielding ammunitions, and they massacred a number of people within the church. The details are very, very horrific, and the way that I'm even going to some of the details, I know probably this video will get disbanded or something. I won't get in. It's most people won't get to see it because of some of the details that I'm giving right here. But either way, we've seen some of the things, like a Catholic priest was unalived. Pastors have been unalived. There's a pastor online who said he has officiated or conducted the burial rite of thousands of Nigerians who were unalived by these terrorist groups or alleged Islamic extremist groups. And people still have reason to doubt there is a Christian genocide in Nigeria. And now, for those of you who are also saying it's like this, is like that, is like that, even the Pope had to speak on it.
I think in Nigeria, in certain areas, there is certainly danger for Christians, but for all people, Christians and Muslims have been slaughtered. There's a question of terrorism. There's a question of that has to do a lot with economics, if you will, and control of the lands that they have. Unfortunately, many Christians have died, and I think it's very important to seek a way with the government, with all peoples, to promote authentic religious freedom, respect for all people.
Some of the Reverend Fathers have spoken on it. If I won't trust anybody at all, I will trust the Reverend Fathers, because at least they would stay true to their words. And we've had instances of scores of people being unalived. Actually, there's evidence, a lot of evidence to this effect. And if you would look for or dig in for some few instances of Muslims also suffering the same fate to try to rubbish or whitewash the whole idea of a genocide against Christians or persecution of Christians, then I bet you are not looking at the issue in its entirety. Actually, a lot of people within the country are saying it, a lot of people outside the country are seeing it, and the voices cannot be louder. Nicki Minaj recently made pronouncements about it at the UN event.
In Nigeria, Christians are being targeted, driven from their homes, and killed. Churches have been burned. Families have been torn apart, and entire communities live in fear constantly, simply because of how they pray. Sadly, this problem is not only a growing problem in Nigeria, but also in so many other countries across the world, and it demands urgent action. And I want to be clear. Protecting Christians in Nigeria is not about taking sides or dividing people. It is about uniting humanity.
But a lot of people are turning away to look elsewhere whilst this rates of atrocities are happening in Nigeria. The president has been dead mute about it until I think yesterday, and the only thing he could say was that he was depressed. The president of Nigeria is depressed whilst his people are being slain and abducted. Like, at this point in time, do they even have a president, by the way? What is he doing? A lot of enough of the talk shop. The tweet is even unnecessary. He should be organizing press conferences, outlining actionable measures, real measures that they are taking to curtail or clamp down on these terrorists. But of course, he's sitting behind his I don't know whether at this point or whether he's well or not, because his tweets just read he's depressed. He's the one who's the commander in the chief of the armed forces, who's supposed to be tackling this issue head on, is depressed. So Nigerians seem to be doomed at this point in time, right? The same president who some few years back wanted to ban Twitter is now tweeting about a serious issue like this, rather than taking actionable measures that we can see, like the government is working to clamp down on these issues. Nigeria is in serious trouble. And some of the celebrities have also been adding their voices to the rising voices, clamoring for support to save the Nigerians and the persecution of Christians. If Islamic people to Muslims are being targeted too, all the same, Nigerians are being targeted by these people, whatever they are, whether Boko Haram, Islamic extremists, terrorists, whoever they are, they need to be stopped at this moment in time. And I wanted to add my voice to this, but some of the revelations and some of the footages in this video make it a little more difficult for this video to go viral. So maybe share it to one who is still in disbelief and wants a little more proof to believe whether there is a genocide, Christian genocide, Nigerian genocide, whatever it is. Nigerians have come under serious attack of terrorist groups or supposed Islamic extremist group. This has been Talk Chaw. My name is Chris, and see you in the next episode.